love this song as an intro song, man. It's so good. I like it. I like it. What's up, everyone? How are you doing? I might look red, but that is... Do you hear that? By the way, did you see the flash? Wait, I want to go back in my stream. Did you see the flashlight just now? So currently it's a big storm where I live, right? And oh yeah, you could. Yeah, you could see it. Oh, sorry, I'm checking it on my own page, right here. Check this out. Oh wait, 1 second here. So this is the live stream. Look at what happens. So that is currently the weather. Holy moly. Yeah, so that is what I'm experiencing right now here in the Netherlands. Anyway, good to have you here. It literally came down next to the laptop, like the lightning thing. Yo, holy moly. So yo, what's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Now, it's been quite a day. Before I say hi to all of you and you know, talk about the day as well, in this live stream we're gonna cover Elliott Waves, and based on the local price action have some ideas as well. So we will do a little bit of live analysis as well. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. With regards to Elliott Waves, we will likely start on the daily time frame and then go down from there, daily 4 hour, and have a look at the 15-minute. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do, right? So yeah, today been quite an interesting day. I wasn't able to be here for a live stream in the afternoon, which is the reason why I do it now. And yeah. Because we are selling the house and people came over to view this house and then hopefully do you know, put some bids in. So good to have you here, Mido, Mike, Mateus, good to have you here. Home hunting, I mean, we were just outdoors and people were home hunting for our house, so I mean, that's good as well, right? Selling the house. Paramit, what's up? Yeah, should be good now with regards to the likes. Joshua, welcome. Rostam, Flotty, Particles of Time, good to have you here, always a pleasure. I took a photo, that's why. I see. Altcoins for the altcoin stream offline. How you doing? Yes, CVD again shared me a lovely short. Good to hear. Yeah, so of course with regards to setups and interest, we're going to talk about local price action, but with the bearish CVD divergences there is no sign of strength. So I am waiting for still a potential long. I'm still interested in longs as well, but as long as we don't have signs of strength, I'm not interested. Big bearish CVD divergences played out the moment we took this low, and we've been moving down from there. But the moment I did started to get interested in longs after this key level high here got taken. So that is when I start to look, hey, could there be a potential entry somewhere? Is there a potential sign of strength? But there wasn't, right? So because of the bearish CVD. So from an Elliott Wave point of view, it's a valid moment to start looking for longs if we see signs of strength, and I'll explain why once we talk about the lower time frame. But at the moment, yeah, it's just weakness, no? So, but good to hear offline. Very, very nice. Very nice. Crazy Potato, how you doing? Doing very well, thank you, except for the weather here, which is horrendous. Barbie, what's up? Lost 50% of my account. Oh boy. Trade safe, have a plan, have a strategy, have a stop loss. And I recommend risking 1% per trade. Why would you risk more? Of course, if you don't have a big amount of budget, like if you don't have a big portfolio, you might be inclined to risk like 10% or 20% because you're trying to make big bucks, but that's greed talking to you, right? It's trading psychology that eventually fucks things up, and it's never nice to hear this, and I mean, we've all been there pretty much, I suppose, but hopefully you also take a lesson from it so it doesn't happen again, which is never great to hear after you lose 50%, but it's pretty much the only like recommendation you know, someone can give, I suppose. Same at the west side of France. Yeah, it's horrible weather. A big storm. Bitcoin flying. It's been going up and going down today, but we had we expected a bit of a move to the downside, which is good to see. Audio breaking up a little bit. Thanks for letting me know. I'll keep an eye on everything happening with regards to the stream. At the beginning, little bit of lag, but I was on Wi-Fi. Now attached the cable. What's up, Saraga, Parames, Errol? How you doing as well? Show. Wow. Holy moly, crazy potato. Extreme. Craig Mason. Yeah, it went well. So people visited our house and we got a whole afternoon full of viewings and some people being very, very positive as well. So looking forward to it. Good luck, Joshua. Heavy rain coming. Yeah, it's horrible weather. Horrible weather. Okay. Let's get things started. Now, as mentioned, there will be a little bit of live analysis as well, because based on new price action, I do like to change slash, innovate some counts, or at least put some new stuff on the chart. But instead of doing that offline and then going online afterwards, I decided to just go online and then be here with you guys as well. Now, let me shortly explain what happened here and why I have this key level on my chart. So we had bullish CVD. I think I still have this in my CVD folder. So before we talk about Elliott Waves, this is 11 minutes 40. We had bullish and bearish CVD on the chart over here, and price kept arranging sideways. Now, the reason I marked this high is because if you take a fib time from the high to the low of this first structure to the downside, you can see that the high here has been made far beyond the 6 fib time. Right now, preferably if you're looking for an ABC or at least a 1, 2, 3, most commonly a wave 2 in a 1, 2, 3, right, is short, deep, and simple. Now, short means ending after the 382 fib time and before the 5-4 fib time. 4 is already quite extreme for a wave 2, right? So the fact that price kept ranging, right, to the 6 fib time, preferably for a 1, 2, 3, this is your high, and that's the end. Or this, and they didn't take it, this was a little bit higher. So preferably that was your high for then a 1, 2, 3. But we kept ranging. The moment price takes out this high, it increases the probabilities to sooner or later come back and take out the high. Now, the fact that price has ranged for so long, right, the bullish CVDs played out as well after we took this high. The bullish CVD divergences played out, so these can be removed, and the bearish CVD divergences remained. Very big bearish CVD divergences as well. And then also locally here, bearish CVD. Now, what I also wrote in the setups channel in Discord is the moment this high is taken, I am interested in looking for long positions, but of course I need to see signs of strength, right? So over here, we had the bearish CVD. It's not a sign of strength. But then once we were ranging here locally, just after we took that high, there were more bearish CVD divergences, right? Look here, right? Let me double check. Is this the green candle now? Did it actually take it or not take it here? Yeah, it did. Okay, good to know. Nonetheless, lower high on price, right? Lower high on price. Look at CVD here. Higher high on the CVD. But also here, higher high on the CVD. Lower high, higher high, right? There's no sign of strength. And then price moves to the downside as it does, right? Just market structure, lower low, lower high. And then eventually you still have bearish CVD divergences also here at the moment, by the way. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD. So that's bearish CVD divergence locally, no sign of strength. So even though price did take out the high here after a 6 fib time, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take out the high here, which is definitely something I keep an eye on. And if there is a sign of strength, I am interested in looking for longs, but there's no sign of strength, right? So the interest is there. There's a good reason why, because of the fib time and taking the high here, increasing probabilities for a potential ABC to the downside instead of a 1, 2, 3 because of the length of the range. But I need to see strength, and I don't. Now, I challenged, and I don't actually know if someone did this, but I challenged people in silver to, let me go to Discord, to try and find, and also people in the setups channel, to try and find similar ranges where price took a high after a 6 fib time. So let me put this on the chart because I have two other examples. And these are the most recent examples as well, right? This here was the 12th of May. And here there was a sign of strength, which led me to take a long over here during this retracement. Now let me go to this area on the chart to show you something similar, right? Which is here. So a little bit of education before I actually start counting. So if we take a fib time, go to the 15-minute, I guess, 15-minute. So if we go to the 15-minute fib time from this high to the low, and we toggle on the 6. Now what we were looking for here was the potential of a finished ABC, an X, and then a Y to the downside. However, what that means is also this structure down. This was very short for a wave C, right? Very short for a wave C. So we were potentially, okay, ABC, correction, ABC, right? Potential for a double zigzag. This is your X looking for a wave Y. However, if we want to relate this range to this impulse, the 6 fib time plays an important role. So the fib time is taken from the high to the low. Preferably, if we were looking for a zigzag down in an ABC, this was your high, right? It was made before the 4 fib time. It also hit the 0.382 from this high to the low, as you can see, right? Which is a common target for a wave B as well, for a potential ABC. If this was your high, you want to move down. The moment this high is taken after the 6 fib time, it increases probabilities to move up to the upper, like basically fill this gap to at least this range here. Price is ranging sideways. It takes the high here. This immediately triggers my interest to look for longs, not shorts anymore. And then I need to wait for a sign of strength. And locally here, right, first of all, we had bullish CVD. Price moved down in a three-wave structure, and then when it came back up again, that was a sign of interest. Some volume coming in as well, right? Clear three-wave structure to the downside, more bullish CVDs building here. That was a sign of strength. That is what I want to see, right? So that is actually an example, quite recent, right? 12th of May. The other example that I have is a little bit older. This one, 6th of... was this April? Ooh, I don't know exactly actually. So I was looking for examples earlier today. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it is too relevant to really look for the example that I found, because you kind of get the idea. So this was another scenario where we had an impulsive structure to the downside here. But if we're looking for continuation down, this impulsive move, right, should be a wave A or a wave 1 for a 2 or B, and then a 3 or C to the downside. So preferably this was your high. Preferably this is your high. Now the moment you take the high after the 6 fib time, this one here, probability switch. Right, we're going to be looking for price to take out the highs sooner or later. You can continue the range, you can move down, you eventually are going to be looking for price to take out that high from a probabilities perspective, because that is what we do. It is all probabilities. So now we have locally the same scenario where we got a high after the 6 fib time. Any move down does have a higher probability of being a corrective structure, because for a wave 2 this is incredibly long. For a wave B it's also long, but it is more common for a wave B to be longer in time than a wave 2. So it increases probabilities that this structure is corrective, not impulsive, looking for the highs to be taken sooner or later. So that is a very interesting start to the live stream. And that being said, we're now going to start with the Elliott Wave analysis. Welcome, by the way, also to Perkyo, rain incoming. Yeah, we already got the rain and the thunder. Okay. Oh. Pleasure. Thanks, Arturo. I can't read this though. Claudia, Bettina, Alexandra, welcome. Good to have you here. So that being said, let's then start. I also had an alarm on that one. Go to the daily time frame. And as mentioned, we will do a little bit of live analysis, especially because of this structure, where with regards to the bullish scenario, right, we had the potential for a double 1-2, but this being a wave 1, it starts to be very long as well. So I might prefer to look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. We'll figure that out on the lower time frames. But instead of a double 1, 2, we might just look for a single impulsive structure instead. Right. We're gonna start. Let's start with the bullish stuff this time. That also immediately makes me jump into the lower time frames to quickly update some of my thoughts. So first of all, we can start. So on the 4-hour time frame, what's up, Mark? How you doing, Hapata? The potential was there for the double 1, 2, of course, 1, 2, 1, 2 continuation to the upside in a bigger wave 3. But this wave 1 is now a lot longer in time compared to your higher degree wave 1, and it is now also longer in price, reducing the probabilities that this is a lower degree wave 1. It's all probabilities. In green, we have the higher degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inside the green 3, we look for the blue count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a lower degree wave 1, preferably shorter in time and price. It's not a rule, it's more like a guideline, something that you tend to see, right? And that makes sense because it is a lower degree Elliott wave structure. So the fact that this now also passed the 1-to-1 trend-based subextension from the low to the high of green 1 to the low of green 2, making this second blue one, in this, even if it would be finished here, the blue one is longer in price than the green one, lowers the probabilities, and it is also longer in time, right? This structure took a lot more time than this structure, reducing the probabilities for a double 1, 2. So that is the reason why for now, I'm gonna remove it from the chart, right? Now the invalidation remains the same because the, oh, by the way, if I look to my right, the chat is on the right. So I tend to, it almost feels like I'm looking at you, but of course the webcam is there even though chat is on the right. But now of course we have a potential impulsive structure here to the upside, but because your second wave 1 is so long in time and price, preferably you're already starting to work on a wave 3. So you're going to be looking for price to move towards the upside, looking for a 3, 4, and eventually a wave 5. Right? So recounting this structure a little bit, what we are then looking for is the following. Eventually, of course, a 3, 4, and a wave 5. Right? That's one. Just putting the good stuff on the chart. And then I can talk about it. There we go. Daily naked point of control at 67.050. Daily at 66.2. It's quite low though, if we're looking for a wave 4. Wave 3 is not really too extended. Now this is of course just one scenario we keep in mind. Preferably a wave 3 would hit the 1.618, which it didn't. Keep that one on. Yo, what's up, mate? What's up, what's up, what's up? Good to see you guys here. How you doing, chat? What has it been a good day for you? Have you been trading today as well? Okie dokie. So that is one. Just gonna put a few ideas out there, and then I'm gonna have a look at each of them, make a decision. Now this was a very short wave C here. All right. W, X, Y, zigzag, X, A, B, C. No. That would need to be a running flat in that case, or ending it here. I don't really like to end something here, personally. I prefer to have wave 2 finish at the low. Now, of course, the most bullish alternative is a double 1-2, which is something that we spoke about, I think, in a live stream yesterday, right? We spoke about this, was it? But I don't like this. Okay. Now, usually when I do some analysis, I'm pretty quiet. I'm just very focused. Elliott Wave, it's a lot of thinking as well. However, I will put this scenario in a folder quickly so we can talk about it. And the reason why for me it's not a great probability scenario, because your wave 2 is so shallow. It's mega shallow. Let me call this bull 2 in this case. All right. Put that one here. So that is pretty much the two bullish scenarios. Okay, so that means we can talk about it. What's up, Jeremy? Good to have you day. Good to have you here. Hira, welcome. Johan, what's up? What's up? I will answer the questions in the Q&A coming up. So I'll make sure to answer these. Okay. So we revised the bullish scenarios, leading to 2 scenarios for the bulls. I gotta say, they just don't look that great. I can't. And look, I trade Elliott waves up, down, left, right. I don't care if we're at 100K or 10K. I just trade probabilities. I am not emotionally attached to the asset. I don't care about where it goes as long as I can trade it. That's why the probabilities are always Elliott wave related probabilities, not Koen's opinion probabilities. It's based on the analysis. So this one looks better to me than this one, and I'll explain why. So from a bullish scenario perspective, the preferred bullish scenario is the one on the chart right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for a wave 5 to the upside, where inside your wave 3 here, you have your 1, 2, then inside blue 3, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Reason I like this is if you take a fib from the low of 2 to the high of 3, the blue wave 4 touched the 0.236 perfectly. Target, common target for a wave 4. Very nice. And then we have that final leg to the upside in a wave 5. Now, interestingly, it's on a high amount of volume. So preferably, this structure is still part of a wave 3, in this case of a bigger degree. It is a wave 5 of a lower degree, but we take that as it comes, right? Wave 3 had quite a good amount of volume, the blue wave 3. The blue wave 5 has a bit of higher volume, but we got to take it as it is and label that in that case part of a bigger wave 3. Looking for another 4 and another 5. Corrective price action is then what we're going to be aiming for here. Right? Now this wave 3 is quite shallow. So we did not hit the 1.618 trend-based fib extension taken from the low to the high of 1 to the low of 2, which usually wave 3 is the extended structure, meaning a very, very long wave, at least hitting the 1.618, if not the 2.618, 3.618, 4.618, higher prices. But we didn't hit the 1.618. Locally, This final leg towards the upside here so far is preferably finished in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, right? This over here starts to take a lot of time as well compared to any range that we have here. And if I quickly take a fib from the low to the high, where are we now? We didn't yet hit the 618. 15-minute time frame. Just checking some stuff. This is past the 6 fib time, so that is not preferred. Such an odd structure to start an impulse with, no? So the question is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then get the retracement. So then blue 5 moves up here. Highest amount of volume is in this move up, so preferably this is a wave 4, and you have a final move up in wave 5, lower volume, higher high on lower volume. That's typically wave 5 stuff. Or is this a single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Doesn't really matter really, because we're expecting a bigger retracement to the downside in a wave 4 to come. We do have some resistance to the upside still, which is the blue box 73.1 to 73.6k. Right? Now, the longer price is ranging here, the lower the probabilities that you're going to move the 5 and the 3 to a higher high here. Increasing probabilities, you already started the green wave 4. Okay. So the target area for your 4 is the 236 to the 05 Fibonacci, taken from the low of your wave 2 to the high of your wave 3, giving you a target between 69.2k and 66k. Now in this area, we do have some support. We have a daily naked point of control at 67k and a daily at 66.2k. Especially the daily naked point of control is an area of interest. What goes up quick can also move down quick, and this is also your first structural area of support. This is your previous range, right? There's not really any great range here on a 4-hour time frame, that is, on the lower time frames of course, but your first bigger range is this one here, in confluence with that daily naked point of control, which of course is quite interesting. And then you're going to be looking for at least another move towards the upside in your wave 5, right? Invalidation, no overlap allowed between a 1 and a 4 in an impulsive structure, 65.5k. Now this scenario has higher probabilities than the second bullish scenario I'm about to show you, right? Either wave 5 or 3 is in, right? And if we do somehow move impulsively up still quickly, then potentially 3-5 might go to the right to the higher high if we can make one. But we do expect price to move down for the 4. The most bullish scenario, which for me doesn't have the highest probability from an Elliott Wave point of view, I should say, is the double 1, 2. And just the reason is this wave 2, right? This wave 2 is so incredibly shallow that it has low probabilities. This first wave 2 retraced to the 05 Fibonacci, taken from the low to the high of 1. That's fine. That's a common target for 2, right? The common target for 2 is the 05 to the 786. An uncommon target for 2 is the 382. Very rare is the 0.236. You know, it doesn't happen often. And not hitting the 0.236 for a wave 2 is even more rare with regards to probabilities. But as you can see here, we didn't hit the 0.236, which is now taken from this low to the high, which is just uncommon for a wave 2. It happened once before, which I'll show you in a second. The volume might work for this scenario where you have your 1, 2, 1, 2, and then the moment you're going to start a 3, the volume increases. So in both of the scenarios, we do look for the high to be taken sooner or later, and depending on what happens after, we can get a better accurate like feeling for the probabilities of the two scenarios. At the moment, it would be this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, based on wave 4 hitting the 236, compared to a double 1, 2. The volume here though works a bit better for a double 1, 2 and a 3 up. It's just that not like such a shallow retracement for a wave 2 is very rare, which is not great. But in both cases, you look for the high to be taken sooner or later, and then when we do, well, we'll take it from there, no? We'll take it from there. I want to show you the last time it happened, which is actually funny enough quite recent. I don't have an example other than this one in my head as a double 1-2 type of move. And in hindsight, together with some analysts, we're still thinking, was this a wave 2 or is this a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have an extended fifth? So but the potential final time you had this is take a fib from the low to the high, and also here you didn't actually hit the 0.236. It might be a wave 4 though, but based on volume, this move up, highest amount of volume is most common for a 3, unless you have an extended 5, and the extended 5 is rare, but then carries the highest amount of volume. 1, 2, 3, 4, extended fifth potential. It's just very rare. That's what I'm saying, right? A wave 2 that is this shallow is uncommon. Okay, that's very nice. So probability is higher for this bullish scenario at the moment compared to a double 1-2. Okay, cool. That's sorted. Go to the bearish scenario, where we're looking for an ABC or a WXY. I don't want to make it too complex, but a bigger 3-wave structure to the downside, and then continuation to the upside, right? Continue the trend. 886 is still a common target for wave B, taken from the high to the low of wave A. A in this case is then a leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a perfect diagonal, as wave 3 is longer in price than wave 1, which does lower the probabilities for a leading diagonal here. But by all means, you're looking for a retracement to the downside. Invalidation is price taking the high, and wave C should be an impulsive structure. Now this is where what I explained at the beginning of the live stream is very interesting, because if this is the high of your B and you look for an impulse down, you want to start on the lower time frames already with 5-wave impulsive structures. So if we do go to the 15-minute time frame, what I explained at the beginning decreases the probabilities that this is the high of your B. Reason is fib time from the high to the low, right? Also over here, make this a key level once again to explain it for the people that joined later. If this is the high of your B, you are looking for an impulsive structure to the downside, right? You're looking for a wave 1, 2, and then eventually wave 3 and more downside. 1, 2, 3, that's what you're going to be looking for. However, a wave 2 most commonly is short, simple, deep. Short in time, simple structures, commonly zigzags or other simple structures. A flat is relatively simple as well. And deep, going to the 05 to the 786 Fibonacci, taken from the high to the low. It's mainly time here. If we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, we want to finish wave 2 between the 382 and preferably the 4 fib time. 382 is the blue line here, and the 4 is the first red. So preferably this was your high if you're looking for bearish continuation. The moment price, let me Control Z here, there we go. The moment price takes out this high after the 6 fib time, it decreases probabilities that this range is a wave 2, because it is extremely long for a wave 2. By far most commonly, a wave 2 ends between the 302 and the 4 fib time. After the 6 really decreases probabilities for this to be a wave 2. However, a wave B has a higher probability of being long compared to a wave 2. So if you then do move down, or a wave X by the way, probabilities are higher, it's corrective. So we took out the high here after the 6 fib time. Increasing the probabilities, as that is what we look for, that the price action here is corrective, not impulsive. A, B, C is on the cards at the moment, right? The first 3-wave structure here to the downside. This move down so far, it does definitely move towards the downside. We had some bearish CVDs as well. Down range, down range, down range, down range. If it's very much for wave 3, we want to see a big red candle to the downside. Not yet at least. Not yet there. Maybe as we speak. So preferably, from a time perspective, this would be a B or an X compared to a wave 2, right? It just increases probabilities. It's corrective, not impulsive. So Is there potential? Yes, but the probabilities locally are not fully aligned with this being the high of your B. Not yet, at least. Inside wave B, we look for a three-wave structure, A, B, C to the upside. Common target area for C is between the 1 and the 1.236, which is where we are right now. 69.1k, 71.3k. The common target stretches all the way to the 1.618, but that one is above the all-time high, which is the invalidation for the bigger ABC. So therefore, it stretches up until invalidation. Yeah, then you're also going to move above the 886. Not really what you like to see. So for an ABC, preferably, you're going to end in this area, right? However, this being the high of B, not yet the greatest probabilities. Just to make the story complete, highest amount of volume is in this final leg to the upside. As you can see, this move up was also impulsive, but eventually had a lower amount of volume. So price is moving up on increasing volume, preferably that is wave 3 style, where if we're looking at this to be the start of a wave 3 or bigger move up, then you need the double 1-2 in a bullish scenario, 1-2, 1-2 continuation. However, that then means that after the highest volume move, you're looking for a wave 4, 4, 5, 4, 5. Reason is we have a double 1-2, yeah? 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Very shallow 3, of course, if this is your 3. But nonetheless, if price moves down and hits the 0.618 at 68.1k and increases probabilities for a bigger corrective structure down. Where in the most bearish scenario, your C would be in and you look for a bigger move, not yet convinced based on time locally. Or we have the wave 4. Interesting, no? In a double 1-2 potential, but yeah, the double 1-2 is not. It's just not a great structure, mate. Wave 2 is very shallow. It happens. It just doesn't have the highest probabilities. Inside wave C, 1-2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, potentially your 5 is here finished in this case. Wave 2 hit the golden pocket. Wave 4 hit the 2, 3, 6. That's perfect. Looking for 5 and then a bigger retracement down. Where for a wave A, B, and then eventually a wave C, preferably wave 5 inside wave C is shorter than wave 3 because wave 3 is already extended. So we don't really like to see wave 5 extend as well. So we don't really like to see wave 5 move above 72.6. If that happens, it lowers probabilities for an ABC to the upside, which also therefore lowers probabilities for a bigger ABC to the downside. Right? The bearish CVD is locally played out, by the way. We touched the 886, taken from the high to the low. And somehow with the 886, always interesting, it does like to retrace towards that golden pocket area, which we know is interesting because of a daily naked point of control there as well, and part of the target area of a wave 4. Even in a triple 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, it is still a target as well. But after an 886 touch, you will see on all time frames that it is quite common for price to move towards golden pockets. That is, by the way, the golden pocket of the same pull from the high to the low. So first you go through it, hit the 886, come back down, potential area of support for continuation. Always an important area to keep an eye on. We're not there yet, 67.9 to 67.2, but nonetheless an area to keep an eye on. We had bearish CVD divergences. The bullish ones played out first. Then we had the big bearish CVD divergences at the high, and these ones have played out as well. Lower high on price, big higher high on the CVD, both on yellow and on blue, by the way. And then price is moving down, and locally we had some bearish CVDs here as well. Lower high on price. Look at CVD, yellow continues to climb, but these have played out after price now took that low as well. So the probabilities this morning were to look for a retracement to the downside. Well, not bad, right? We got the retracement to the downside. What did the probability is not on the screen. So if we then compare the probabilities of the bullish and the bearish scenario, I mentioned in the morning update as well earlier today that depending on the retracement, we will know probabilities for the bulls or the bears. Because of time locally here, I'm not yet convinced that the bearish scenario has the highest probability. In other words, probabilities would be higher for the bullish scenario. This 1-on-1, right? So 1, 2, 3 looking for 4 and 5 has higher probabilities than a double 1, 2 because your wave 2 is so shallow. But by all means, what you're looking for is the high to be taken sooner or later. And then we'll take it from there. No, either you look for a 5, and if it does, like if we do see a big surge of impulsivity and volume, well, we're going to be looking for wave 3. It means that we need to see local signs of strength, with which at the moment we do not have, right? There is no sign of strength whatsoever. We're moving down, bearish CVDs, no sign of strength, no interest for me to start looking for longs, right? I need to see signs of strength, which we don't have. So take it from there. But yeah, just because of time, probabilities would be higher for a corrective structure. But as long as we don't see a sign of strength, we're going to be looking for price to move down. That's very simple, no? If we do go down in a wave 3, I would like the volatility to increase. I want to see a big flush, a big candle to the downside, not the stairs. Like what you see here is down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways. You get tired of the down and sideways, and that down and sideways structure to the downside always makes me think now of what we saw here as well. Price doesn't repeat, but it can rhyme. Wave A, B, C, hitting the perfect wave C target, the 1 to the 1.236. Down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, right? Till eventually local strength here. We had a structure up, bullish CVDs, kept going, right? Structure changing, volume coming in. Hey, things start to get interesting, right? Long up. As long as we do not see local signs of strength, not interested, in my opinion. And for me, as a trader myself, right? I'm not interested to long in a downtrend. I'm happy to not long the bottom. I'm happy to not short the top. I don't care about the top and the bottom. I don't care about fancy P&L pictures. I care about profit in my bag, and I wait for proof of support or proof of resistance, which means patience is key in my way of trading. And the probabilities are communicated, right? Currently the bullish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a higher probability than an ABC purely because of what we saw locally with regards to time. Just increases the probabilities that this is corrective, not impulsive. By all means, as long as there's no sign of strength, we look for downside. We know the areas of support. We have a daily naked point of control at 67K. And of course, locally, we are now at a 1-hour order block. Previous range, right? Always important. Previous ranges, structural support. Below this, there is not much holding price to move towards that daily naked point of control at 67K. So yeah, this morning we were looking for price to move to the downside. We got to move to the downside. That's all we can ask for. And based on this structure, we reanalyze probabilities, and yeah, we wait for some signs of strength, and if not, we're going to look for price to move down. But probabilities would say a bit more upside still. If this is, how do you take FIB time? Good question. I saw it popping in. Actually, good you say that, because I wanted to talk about it as well. FIB time taken from the start of 1 to the end of 2 to the end of 3, and then toggle on these ones. Most commonly a wave 4 is longer in time than a wave 2. So therefore, preferably your 4 ends after the 1-to-1, sitting on Saturday, the 25th of May. So in other words, preferably you would continue a range here, right? A wave 4 can be a flat structure, can be a triangle, can be a zigzag, can be anything, can be a WXY sideways double combo. Preferably you finish after the 1-to-1, which is Saturday. Now, take it after the weekend, and then next week you then prefer your wave 4 to be finished and move up for your wave 5. Of course, in a triple 1-2 scenario, 1-2, 1-2, potentially another 1-2, you want a much shorter range before continuation to the upside with volume and strong proof of support. Proof of support. You don't see proof of. There's not even bullish CVDs as well. So yeah, good one. Beautiful. Very good question indeed, Crazy Potato. Very good indeed. Very good indeed. Elliott Wave analysis at, when did we start? 11:40, I believe. The range stopped, by the way. It's all silent now. Because for the ones that missed what happened, 1 second here. At the beginning of the live stream, right? Watch this. I'm not even sure if you heard it, but look at the webcam here for a second. 1, 2. You see the flashes? I saw the lightning coming down, straight line. I don't know. It was pretty close. That's why the sound was so loud. But I'm not sure if my mic picked it up. Yo. Fancy. I gotta say, I do love a good storm, right? I like it's the sun shines, it starts to rain, it smells nice. I love thunder. I love looking at thunder. Yeah, that was nice. ETH would be altcoin stream, which is this weekend, because we're gonna do weekly altcoin streams. I still have to announce it really like officially in Discord and everywhere, but we're gonna do weekly on Sunday or Saturday. It will be Sundays. Unless I can't on Sunday, but then I inform people that I can't. Where were we? We were. Yeah, so we pretty much answered that question. We already were here. Mark, that is pretty much where we were. Samuel, how are you doing? Welcome. Good to have you here. What's up, man? Great to join. Great to have you here. Can you please explain the minimum maximum flip time of wave 4 compared to wave 2 and wave 3 compared to wave 1? Wave 3 and 1 is not a relationship really, because wave 3 can be very, very extended, can be very long compared to a wave 1 because it can extend so far. And a wave 3, it's never a good idea to try and estimate the high of a wave 3 because it can extend so far. So preferably you just wait for a range to form that is similar in size compared to your wave 2. And that is the moment where you can say, okay, we might actually have a finished wave 3. So you have your 1, you have your 2. Your wave 3 can extend and extend and extend and extend, and then eventually you get your 4. And the moment your 4 is similar in time than your 2, that's when you're like, okay, we can have a finished 3 here. But we don't actually use FIB time really to compare 1 and 3. With regards to 2 and 4, I actually just showed it on the chart, of course. So I guess that answered your question. But if we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take a FIB time from the start to the end of 2 to the end of 3. Preferably your wave 4 finishes between the 1 and the 4. If it hits the 5, lowest probability, 6 is very unusual for a wave 4 to be 6 times longer than a wave 2. Wave 4 can be shorter than a wave 2. It's just less common. So that's why my FIB time for a wave 4 starts at 1. Because that's the 1-to-1, meaning it's the same length in time compared to wave 2. What's up, GB28, Oksana, welcome. Answer this one, 25, Sam. What's up, Johan? Good P&L, positive. Took the short last night from 71,400. Very nice. Perfect entry as well. Leading diagonal triangle, that's not something I'm looking for unless your wave 4 is going to retrace into wave 1 price action. Yeah. Hira, what's up? Jeremy, on the daily time frame, can we not count the entire rally as an impulsive 5-wave structure where already finished 1, 2, 3, the 4th is unfolding and the 5th is due? Yes, that is one of the weekly scenarios. You're correct. So that is a scenario. I think I showed it in the live stream yesterday and before that as well. That is this one. However, in this case, you want this range to continue. If we push up from here, probabilities are very low for this, right? Probabilities then increase for more bullish scenario, either 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Expecting at least 2 more moves towards the upside. If not a potential 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but I don't like to stack 1, 2s until we see proof that that's the case with a very big wave 3. But by all means, we expect price to move up. So here, the reason you prefer this wave 4 to extend in time is this low here was made before the 0.382, taken from the start to the end of wave 2. And it is very rare for structures to not at least have a relationship of the 382 or longer. Besides, wave 4 generally is longer in time than 2, but this wave 2 was long in time. So wave 4 can be shorter, but we don't really want to see it shorter than the 382. So preferably you're not finished with wave 4, so you're looking for a WXY or the ABC, continue this range, and then move up later. In that case, if we would move up right now, probabilities increase for more bullish scenarios. Andy, how are you doing? Welcome. I'm doing very well, thanks. Had a good day. Good day. Ren Buffin, good evening. How are you doing, Andy? What's up? Hi. Yeah, so I explained that. Are you convinced I was having... We just had 2 months of down. I would suggest, or I would say we have 2 months of sideways. Are you convinced of us having more downside after just 1 month up? I actually didn't check. So, well, we actually only had 1 month down now. It's just part of the game, no? So what was the question? Yeah, so we have 1 month down, and it's just a range. Are you convinced about having more downside after just 1 month up? We of course, this month is only half a month, so we still need to wait for this month to finish. But the probabilities are communicated in the analysis based on the lower time frames, which on a monthly chart, I do not see what's going on here. So I like to go to lower time frames to observe the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15 minute, and I can use that in my trading as well. On the monthly doesn't really say anything to me at the moment. Of course, you could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then we know 4 has to be longer, right? If price does move up here, then preferably we're going to count this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Unless volume is going to continue to increase, then we look 1, 2, and then we just continue with a bigger 3, and then eventually a 4 and 5 at much higher prices. Yeah. Cheese, how you doing, man? Cheese is always commenting, always writing that he either slows the videos down, he's making notes, filling his spot bag. What's up, Cheese? Jay, how you doing? Welcome. Patience, my biggest weakness. It is difficult, right? Patience. Any psychological, like trading psychology thing, like any trade can be a pain in the ass, right? Patience is just one of them. Being patient enough to wait for proof of support, proof of resistance, know the probabilities, trade according to your own analysis, trusting your analysis, trusting your plan. Trust is also an interesting one. It's confidence, actually. It's more like confidence. Are you confident? Right? So yeah. Yeah, so I did the FIB time example there. Is it crazy to pay other most currency but not USD? What do you mean, Arturo? You're talking about the 73k all-time high or the 69k all-time high? Because of course in USD we took the all-time high at 69, but maybe you're talking about interesting. Wait, BC euro. Oh, I'm typing in chat. Oh, BC euro. What's happening here? No, we also didn't take it here. Wow. Look at the euro, by the way. Oh, that's the old... just shows how long I haven't been on this chart. Bitcoin, euro. All-time high selected here. April 2021. Nonetheless, though, pretty sexy support resistance. Sure. What's this wick, mate? But, yo, how about that? That's kind of pretty interesting. ETH would be for the altcoin stream on a Sunday. Let me double check if Sunday is actually a day that I can do the live stream. Do I have anything planned so far? Not yet. I mean, if something happens with friends or whatever, then I will move it to Saturday. But at the moment, it would be Sunday. Signs of strength. Depends on your way of analysis. Everyone uses different signs of strength. Can be candlestick patterns, can be volume, order flow, the DOM, CVD, RSI, MACD, money flow indicator, other indicators. So yeah, it very much depends on what you like. Fibonacci, speed fans, channels. So, but I like to keep things simple. So I look at I look at everything that you see me use on the chart. So everything. So all the analysis that I show, the boxes, the horizontals, the volume, the CVD, the structures, that is my way of analyzing the chart. Discord link is in the description. Jeroen, what's up? What's up? Every time, oh man, website text. Every time I see the name, gotta do it. Gotta write it. Actually, that's after we get ETH update every 2 days. Not gonna happen. Not on this channel, at least. What's up, Lalith Reddy? How you doing? Likely see a lot of volatility next day or two. Waiting for an announcement on the Ethereum ETF. When is the announcement expected? It's not really. It's not in here. This is just a traditional website. Wednesday. So tomorrow we have some news, but that's just the minutes. And then Friday a little bit, but yeah, nothing too fancy. Did you sell your house? We're in the process of selling. Yes, we're gonna move to the south of France, and today. So actually, last Friday was a viewing day. I don't know how you call it in English, but people come over and they check out your house, you know, before they do a bid. So that last Friday we had a day. Today we had a second day. Bitcoin Pizza Day. Oh, the legendary story. Don't know. Altcoin stream for Sunday. Christian, how you doing? Welcome. How would an impulse down start from here? Since the potential B wave hit AC, doesn't that mean it will take the high again? So there's different probabilities at play here. It's a good question. But crazy potatoes. So first of all, the 886. The moment you hit an 886 taken from a clear high to the low, it increases probabilities to sooner or later take the all-time high. Weekly probabilities are higher to still continue the trend. We've been talking about that for weeks anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. But you're looking for sooner or later this high to be taken. But the 886 is a target for a wave B as well as a wave X. Any move down has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, increasing probabilities to then later move up. Of course, we know from experience that an 886 touch, right, or after an 886 touch, price does like to react to the 886 and move towards the golden pocket, maybe even hit it, right? Potential support, resistance, flip, daily naked point of control. But on the lower time frames here, if we are looking for this to be the end of your B in a zigzag and a wave C to the downside, we need to start locally with bearish impulsive structures. Now what we are then going to be looking for is either an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a diagonal, preferably contracting because expanding is very rare, or a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, big move down. Now because of this range being so long in time, knowing that the probabilities for a wave 2 are higher for a wave 2 to be short in time, it decreases probabilities for this to be a wave 2, which automatically decreases probabilities for a wave B and a wave C. If we do, however, move down in a wave 3, then preferably we still see a very big move to the downside. High volume, right? So far there's been no sign of strength whatsoever. Little bit of a volume increase and going down again. But because of the length of this range being over 6 times this first move to the downside, so you take a fib time from the high to the low, and this structure is compared against the range. Now this is the high of your range. Look how far it is after the 6 fib time. The 6 fib time is the dark red line, by the way. This one. So the fib time for a wave 2, let me put it on the chart, is between the 382, and preferably the 4. Right, your common area is the 382 to the 2. That's like most common, but the 3 is okay. 4 probabilities start to decrease. 5, I mean, you don't really like to see the 5, and this was your high before you took it again here. This high was made at the 3, between 2 and 3 fib time. That's fine. But that preferably was the high of 2, and then you move down in a 3 if you're looking for a wave B and a big C to the downside. The fact that later you took that high again increases the probabilities for corrective price action instead of impulsive price action, because for an impulse we're looking for a 1, 2, 3. But now your wave 2 is incredibly long, and that happens more with wave Bs or Xs compared to 2s. So that is why the probabilities increase that this is corrective, not impulsive, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which automatically decreases probabilities for a B and a C. Of course, we can correct, right? It's no problem to have a corrective structure to the downside. In the bullish scenario, if you look for a wave 4, you want to correct, right? Even in a triple 1, 2, you still want to correct as well. However, the probabilities for a B and a C are reduced because of local price action. This range is very long, so it's a time thing. It is a 003, not 007. What's up? How you doing, man? Bullish CVD at the moment. CVD is nothing. Nothing is happening. So it's still just lower highs, lower lows. CVD still bearish. CVD even. 3 minutes. I mean, the first CVD with this high played out here, lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, right? But here the yellow line is still above. Oh no, almost, yeah. So it's not above. Oh, we do have a red candle with CVD moving up here, right? This is your green candle. So you have 2 red candles. CVD moves up. That's in candle bearish CVD divergences. There's just no strength, guys. There's no strength whatsoever at the moment. There's nothing. So yes, the fact that we took the high, I am interested to look for longs, but I need proof of support to then find the long setup, which at the moment we haven't. So so yeah, I'm just patiently waiting for price to show me anything really. Yeah, patience is a pain in the ass, eh? Trading pairs. BTC and Canadian. What? How do I write it? Like this? No all-time high here as well. I don't know. Yeah, it also doesn't really matter because I'm still I don't pay attention to all those other ones. I only pay attention to BTC, USD, Coinbase chart. I have other Bitcoin charts. So what do we have here? Bitstamp, lower high. What's this? Next up, Bybit, lower high. Yeah, everything is still lower high. Binance lower high. So yeah, I don't pay attention to all the other stuff really. Index lower high. BingX also lower high. So yeah, it's not something that I use in my analysis. So not really interested to. It doesn't really change anything. It's interesting information for people that use that type of information. If it did take the high, I mean, in general, for actually weeks, the probabilities have been higher to take out the all-time high sooner or later. So it just adds probabilities to eventually taking it. Sunday is the Monaco Formula 1 Grand Prix. That is correct. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. I might go to Zandvoort and Monza this year, by the way. I don't know if there's anyone going to the Zandvoort Grand Prix or the Monza Grand Prix, but I might actually go there in August. Are you friends with Didi? I don't know who Didi is, to be honest. So I guess that answers the question. ETH deadline is on Thursday. I see. Okay, wait. Okay, 2 days. What about the length of time between A1 versus C3? From C to 3. So also so a wave C commonly ends between the 0.618 and the 1.618 fib time of A. And so that impulse 1, 2, and then you have your 3, 4, 5, and then you have your A, B, C. Commonly C ends between the 0.618 and the 1.618 fib time. And you want to see after that the 618 hit taken from the low to the high of C, but 3 in that case, just in case. If it is hit, probabilities increase its corrective, probabilities increase to take the low. A wave 3 can extend. Wave 3 fib time doesn't really, it can be very extended, far past the 6 fib time. But a wave C can, wave Cs are not easy. They can be long. This might be another one, by the way, because shown in the morning update video. So we have, of course, what is common and what is uncommon, but there's always exceptions. This one ended after the 4 fib time, also ABC. From the high, I don't even know if it ended here, maybe even shorter, but anyway, let's take this low. Here, 4 fib time. So, but then it is the structure. In a wave 3, you want to see a strong impulsive move to the downside. And this is what I like to call, this is a staircase, which is not wave 3, it's very wave C-ish. Down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways, right? You can't count this a quadruple 1-2, also because, the wave 1s start to become longer. This type of behavior is very wave C-ish. But at the same time, where is it? The highest highest viewership I ever had on the live stream. This is also wave C-ish. You see the difference. Very short, very fast, very spiky. The only way you really know this is a wave C compared to a 3 is when price hits the 618 that you take from this high, I misclicked, to the low. The moment it hit the 618, we were looking for price to move up. Because for an impulse, you want the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 is too high, invalidates wave 4, looking for upside. So yeah, wave C, you have like the staircase, as I like to call it, and you have the very quick moves. So, but commonly 0.618, 1.618, because a wave C tends to be quite similar to a wave A, but there's these extremes. So That is why for wave C's, I like to keep an eye on the 618, for example. You know, which broker are you using? BingX. A link is in the description. If you want to check it out, of course, it's an affiliate link. So if you register through that, then you support the channel, because a YouTuber gets a very small portion of the fee, 0.025%, I think, in my case, which is of course peanuts, but every little bit helps to continue with the channel. Arturo, weird. My trading broker shows that Bitcoin passed an all-time high. What broker do you have, Arturo? That's interesting. What's up with ETH? ETH would be for the altcoin stream on Sunday. Because we do altcoin streams every Sunday. All the other days is very much focused on Bitcoin, but Sunday is the complete altcoin day. Yeah, what's up, Bina Darabzand? Do not worry. It's good to have a real life, you know? This is the virtual life. It's good to spend some time offline, or family, friends, dinner, kids, whatever. But good you're here. Thanks for popping in. Way forward to that is correct, Crazy Potato. That is correct. And the daily naked point of control is there as well. Yes. The 382. So 1 second here. So yes, you have the golden pocket. Those are the green lines. You have the 382, and you have the daily naked point of control. It's also a support resistance area, of course. So 4-hour chart, also daily. You can spot it on the daily as well. Lol. Ah yeah, this one made an all-time high. On lower volume, or actually increasing volume? Increasing slightly. Yeah, it's good to know about, but this is not something I use in my analysis. I mean, look at the chart. You already made a higher high here anyway. It's a completely different structure. So counting this would be very different. I mean, you would A, B, C. I mean, this would be flat, B taking the high, then move down again, takes the low. So arguably you got a flat there in your first structure, then an X, and then a zigzag in a wave Y, for then a WXY, and then continue up. But yeah, Bitcoin may follow. I mean, the probabilities, of course, are communicated, and they remain higher, especially on the higher time frames, to look for upside. Yeah, but even locally, of course, because of time, probabilities are higher. This is corrective. Yeah. The local targets for the 15-minute. If we are looking for an ABC, I think we're pretty much at the target, the common target area, at least for C. Let me actually change something here. Keep that one dark. Oh wait, I want them on the right. I don't want the text. I'm not using the text thing anyway. I do want the prices, because I do use the prices a lot in my videos. Okay, there we go. So this is your common target for your C. The 0.618 is a rare target for C. So it's a, you know, we have the range here, order block, interesting area. On a 15-minute time frame, that's, you know, red candles, CVD is moving up. It's not too bullish. Also here, lower high, higher high, CVD just keeps climbing So we do have higher low, lower low on yellow, but after that you immediately switch back to bearish. So also in blue we have bearish CVD. That's no signs of strength. I don't really have any great support levels to the downside at the moment, close to where price is, except for this range, which is structural support. And then the next area is all the way, you go to 67 again. So so if we do get a bit of a bounce locally, you know, I would like to see some bullish strength coming in. You got to invalidate those bearish CVDs. That's step one, right? Invalidate the bearish CVDs as well. Pleasure, Enrico Guereschi. The 382 for wave 4 is lower though. I use a Canadian-based one for my very long positions. Wealth is simple. Trading view shows the automatic pass for... Okay, yeah, I see. Interesting. So, are you from Canada as well, or is there another reason to use the Canadian-based Bitcoin pair? For your wealth simple. I'm not really sure what you mean with it. Oh yeah, Crazy Potato. Make sure to write me an email because I still have to put the BTCC link in, and I had a meeting with Blowfin today, by the way, because I got recommended by people in the community to have a look with Blowfin, and I actually got an email from them. So I decided to have a meeting, which I had today. So, and also because BingX is going to move towards KYC, so I want to give you guys an option to also go non-KYC for the people that like to. And then Blowfin will be there. Non-KYC. BTCC is also non-KYC, but that's also a good one for US, Netherlands, UK. And Bybit messaged me with regards to partnering only for spot. I don't know. I'll have a meeting with them and we'll see. I don't want overlap between partners. So BingX is KYC, or gonna be. Blowfin, non-KYC, mainly futures, like, you know, BingX KYC, Blowfin non-KYC, BTCC, US, UK, Netherlands. Blowfin also has that option, by the way. And then, I don't know, Bybit for spot. It's just that every partner can give benefits and extras to people that trade. So, I like it that the community comes to me and says, yo, Kun, have you checked out them? Because, you know, I'm very positive, or I trade there, or I heard some good stories. And then I'm happy to check it out and follow community feedback. And if the feeling is good, yeah, I can add them. And then, of course, every partner gives like this campaigns and benefits and bonuses. And it hopefully, in return, makes your trading life better. Puts extra profit in the pocket. Cheers, Arturo. I'm still curious though about wealth is simple and using the Canadian-based Bitcoin pair. It's an interesting one. Julius, what do you think of the probability of B2 ending before the 382 fib time? I don't know if this is in relation to a particular scenario, but it is rare. It's very uncommon for a BR2 to end before the 382 fib time. Yeah. So do you ever see it in the charts? Never say never. You know, there's always somewhere on the chart something that has happened that is rare, right? Just like expanding diagonals are rare, but occasionally they do appear. But yeah, wave 2s, it's very rare for those to be shorter than the 382, but it happens. But in that case, if you do get a very short one, so imagine you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get a very, very quick zigzag ABC. Trading wise, it's very easy, right? Because we might be looking for price to I can make this a bit more specific. I can do this. So imagine we make the low of 2 before the 302 fib time. And price also hit the common target area already, right? That's what we're looking for. Golden pocket, beautiful, right? Which is a target for wave 2. Now, in a more bearish scenario, you want to end after the 382, which then means you're going to be looking for either a W, X, and a Y, or a wave A, B, and then a wave C. And then wave B it has like a flat in that case, so B above here. But by all means, what we're looking for is a move up. You have a zigzag down. The moment you hit the 618, taken from this high to the low, it increases probabilities to sooner or later take the high. So we're looking at a corrective structure. Now, in a bearish scenario, you're going to be looking for continuation of the range. In a bullish scenario, continuation up. Now, the moment you hit the 618, probabilities increase that this is a three-waver. So either you're going to look for this, or you're going to look for this. In both cases, bullish signs are what you're going to be aiming for. If price then starts to range to the upside, bullish market structure, bullish CVDs, heavy bullish CVDs like we had here as well, yeah, we might just look for continuation and we take it step by step, because of course we know the 382 ending after the 382 is more common, so we have to be aware of X and B. But if we don't see signs of weakness, we just look for higher. So that is how it then goes trading wise. Yeah. Cheers, Julius. Ben and Chunk, I'm coming with the loans alts, and that's why I haven't stacked, because think Bitcoin is not doesn't move to cost low all. Stick to your plan, right? If you have a plan, stick to your plan and your strategy. Ooh, lots of talking. It's almost 8 p.m. It's time for me to fly soon, guys. CVD is the one I use is AGGR, which I haven't encountered a CVD which is as good as AGGR, because it's calculated in different ways, but that's very technical. So AGGR is the one I use. I don't use any trading view indicator. If you do want to check out AGGR, then my template is here in Discord, good to know channel, and this is the link in Discord. So, and this is a one-pager on how CVD works, and there's also a video. It's my most viewed video on the channel. I don't know how many, but that's kind of expected, because I always refer to it at the end of my videos. What if wave hits before the video's fib time, like hitting the 382? I guess I kind of spoke about this just now. I meant from wave 2 of the last impulse to the top. Oh, this one. 1, 2. Yeah, the 382, the 382 itself is definitely a target. Yeah, ending before the 382 is less common, but the 382 is absolutely a target. If we think the top was a 3 and not a 5. But then you're comparing it with wave 2 and not with the impulse. If you're looking at this to be a 4, you're going to compare it with your 2. Right? Not with the impulse up in that case. So with fib time, you compare 2 with 4, 1 with 5. Right, 1 with 2, those are the ones you're using fib time wise. In an impulse, of course, then you also have A and C, right? You have W and Y. You also have A and B and W and X, but X and B's can be very long, very, very short at times. You have this C of a flat. A plus B is 2 times C. It's almost like we're doing like it's a math class now. But yeah, I answered this question, I suppose, just now with it can happen that a wave ends before 382, but then we look at the structures after, because you don't know it's going to be the end of a correction. You don't expect it because of probabilities. You then expect a WXY or a bigger ABC sideways structure, right? But if you then move up and there's strength, wow, English Koen, strength, and you can go. It happens. It's just uncommon. So probability wise, that's something that we do not expect. Yeah, so the three-wave move, right? If we, in this scenario, and we take it from this high to the low, and then to the high, then preferably we at least end after the 382, which is tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central European Time. So in that case, we would prefer to label this a W, looking for an X and a Y, or A, B, flat, C. Huh? Yeah. And in the 1112, take a fib from the low to the high, and you're already past the 382, so that's fine. Even though your second wave one is longer in time, not price, I think, was it? Yeah, not price. That would be very bullish, of course, but that then depends on local structures. So it's the same thing. If this would be your low and you look for a price to move up, you're going to be looking for one of three structures: an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, continuation, or a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe another 1, 1, 2, boom, right? The moment you don't really get that, or there are signs against it, you're going to be looking for a continuation of the range and corrective structures. No problem, Crazy Potato. Can always ask questions. It's good to ask questions. Everyone here learns from your questions. So now this is something. So I'm a speaker, right? I'm a global keynote speaker. Not everyone may know, but I'm a global keynote speaker. I speak on stages around the globe, right? So like the big events. And what I learned from quite a young age is that if you're attending an event, or you're watching a stream, or whatever it is, and there's many people there that might not know you, always ask questions. Makes you stand out. And there's a lot of benefits with this, but mainly with offline events. I'm an offline speaker predominantly in real life. If I am attending an event and I ask a question, 99 out of 100 times you first mention your name and potentially what you do. So if you're in an audience, I don't know how many people here are maybe high profile or C-level executives, but you'll probably speak a lot. And I think it's always very positive. So I speak for C-level executives a lot of the times at global events. I always think it's very good people ask questions, because the moment you do, everyone in the room hears your name, hears your background, your job, your company, whatever it is. So if someone was looking for you, or out of nowhere they heard you're talking in the mic and you're like, oh, my name is Koen and I do XYZ at this particular firm, everyone now knows in the room that you do it. And someone in the room might be looking for you, right? So it's very good. I love it when people ask questions, but also online, of course. Crazy Potato is not your real name, but asking questions, people learn from asking questions. I'm never shy to ask questions during presentations or online live streams and stuff. I am in live streams more like a lurker when I watch gaming live streams or stuff. I'm not really a chatter, but I do like to ask questions if I want to know something. But it doesn't only benefit you; it benefits everyone. Everyone gets smarter. Yeah. I always like it at offline events when I get questions. I think it's a very good habit. Keep asking questions. Most probable. Yes, of course, probability is communicated. Oh, 1140, 11340. Oops, typo. I only noticed that one now. I expect no more big moves until the ETH ETF. Yeah, so Thursday is something we have to keep an eye on. I live in Canada, broker. Oh, I see. for very long. So like swing trading. Also, this broker makes it easy for tax filing. I see. Smart. Yeah, tax is another thing, of course. I live in the northern France. Where? So we don't yet have a set location. How we're going to do it is we're going to be looking in the area of Nice, Monaco, like usually, probably the eastern side of Nice. Between Nice, Monaco, or just north of Monaco, you have Beausoleil as well, which is a nice area, of course. So you probably like you have Jean Capfra, you have that as well. You have beautiful areas. So probably the eastern side of Nice, out of the city, is where we are going to be looking. And what we do is we first get an Airbnb, probably for a month or so. And in that month, I'll make morning updates, evening updates, but less live streams because we're going to be visiting lots of apartments because that's where we want to start. And once we get something, we're going to rent for a year. And if we enjoy the lifestyle, enjoy, whatever life gives us in the south of France, that's when we're going to buy. Gala would be for the altcoin stream on a Sunday. If an impulse down is taking too long. You're probably talking about a wave C against a wave 3, which is something that I spoke about earlier in the live stream already. Of course, for a wave 3, you want to see impulsive continuation and volume increasing. So you're looking for 1, 2, and an impulsive 3, and this structure is preferred, right? The new candles to the downside become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and volume is increasing, right? Wave C structure can either be A, B, C, can be very volatile, but you also have the staircase wave Cs, which is what we might see over here, is your A, B, and then pum, 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 like this, and then poof, and then you have another A, B, C. So an impulse taking too long, you can also have double 1, 2s, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Maybe another 1, 2. So in this case, an impulse isn't really taking too long, but we're still in a ranging environment. Of course, here we're not ranging anymore. So if we're in a wave 3, we definitely want to see continuation down. The longer we range sideways, the more bullish it is. So it's the structure, volume, FIB time is something to keep in mind. But it's mainly just structure and volume that I think is important with the wave Cs. And if we do move up, 1 second, let me check two things here. Oh no, wait, why am I still having drawing tool? That's interesting. I didn't know that. Of course, we are past the 1-to-1. So if price now moves up and hits the 618, it decreases probabilities for an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increases probabilities for this to be an ABC, and sooner or later more upside. In an impulse, we want to see a 1, 2, 3, sideways long 4, and then eventually a 5. As long as you don't get a long 4 and another 5 down, where wave 4 is at least quite similar in length than 2. If you do hit the 618, looking at an ABC to the downside compared to an impulse. Cheers, Tim Johnston. Happy to hear that, man. I love sharing stuff that is, Elliott Wave related stuff. So pleasure. Happy to have you here, and probably a lot more to come as well. My name is Ahmed. I export used Japanese cars. Oh, there you go. And if you have a industry specific event that you are attending, right? Maybe some car event or whatever it is, maybe a dealership event. It's good. Let yourself be known. Have you ever met Douglas Murray? I haven't met Douglas. No, I have not, unfortunately. So someone I almost met, by the way, was Gary Vee, because he was listed at the same event. So I had to speak for Capgemini in America. during their Spark event, and Spark is their C-level executive event. And I was invited to be there in, I think the first time I got invited was 2021. And Gary Vee was invited as a speaker. I was invited as a speaker. There were a couple of other speakers. But then COVID happened, and because of COVID, I wasn't able to fly. So the event continued with the American listed speakers, but they couldn't get speakers across the border because of the US regulations with the COVID, with the pandemic. So I wasn't able to speak in 2021. Then I got invited for 2022, but there were still COVID regulations. And then in 2023, I got invited again because they just wanted to have me there. And in 2023, I was able to attend. So that is when I was there, but of course Gary Vee wasn't there. So it would have been nice to catch up. The fly in the house, get yourself, get the vacuum cleaner out. You'll be rid of that fly in no time. Just use the vacuum cleaner, man. Eva van Varlinderbroek. I don't know Eva Varlinderbroek. Let me have a look here. Oh, she is Dutch. Opiniemaakster. Oh, so she is into politics. Yeah, that's a completely different industry compared to where I'm from. Yes, she is Dutch, it seems. Yeah. Nope, haven't met her. What's up, Roberto? Yes, Allah. Links in the description. Yeah, true. But so we want to start with Airbnb and then also start with renting. And of course, usually, most of the time, renting or the easiest to rent is like an apartment, quick apartments, especially because we're time limited. We don't want to travel too far outside of the, like, of course we want to be on the outside of the city, and usually apartments are of course close to the city or still outskirts of the city. The backcountry would be nice once we buy a house. That would be very nice, but in the beginning we want to act quick. So that is why we're going to look for apartments, because there's a lot more apartments for renting, so we can, it's just volume. We can visit a lot more apartments in a short period of time and just go, bum, till we find something nice and then take it. And then just move in and go away from renting with Airbnb to actually getting a rental for a year. And then after a year, if we're happy, we can buy a backcountry house. We do like at least ocean view, right? We want to have the ocean view. We want to have the sunsets and stuff. So, but it's going to be an experience. We don't yet know all the areas very well. I've been to the south of France a lot of times, but of course this is a different reason. So yes, she is Dutch. She's in politics. Yeah. I met 50 Cent randomly in a hotel. It was just him and me. We got nothing to take me to the candy shop. Yeah, what's the chance, right? What's the chance? I mean, they're also just people. So Ruud van Nistelrooy, right, the famous football player, he lived in the same village as where I grew up. His house was 200 meters away from the house where I grew up, my parents' house. I saw him all the, like, if he went to a restaurant in the city or went to the shops, you see him. His kid was playing soccer at the same club where I played soccer, which was the local club there. That's where his kid started. He was standing there next to the line watching his kid play. But so, yeah, I spoke to Ruud multiple times. My dad, by the way, also is called Ruud, so that's always interest. But I have met him multiple times. I've spoken to him multiple times, either at the football club or at a restaurant or whatever, because he lived 200 meters away. And it's just a guy. So He had an amazing career, so much respect for what he has achieved. But at the same time, in the village, because everyone knows him, no one cares, you know? No one's going to ask for the signatures and the pictures and all this stuff. Everyone knows he's there. Everyone knows his kid is playing soccer at the club. Everyone knows he's having dinner. You know, he doesn't get bothered in the community because everyone knows him. And it's a village, you know, people know each other. But he's a very nice guy. Very nice guy. And I don't know what his kid is doing nowadays. Eventually, I moved out of the village because of university. But so I haven't seen him since then. Yeah, he's amazing. When I went for runs, I always ran past his place as well. Yeah. I didn't really meet any other. Oh, I met Carlos Sainz, by the way, during the Gamma racing days. So I used to be a professional esports player. Most of you will probably know, in Trackmania, which is a racing game. It's not sim racing, but it's a racing game. And so in the gaming and esports industry, I have a very big network, 17 years in that industry. So I'm a global speaker about that industry. I'm also a board member of a global organization. And I was invited to go to the Gamma racing days. And Sainz was back then driving for Renault, and he was giving a demo there. So I had then, while he was there, I had the opportunity to chat to Sainz as well. So that would be a second one. Yeah. I don't really have many like random encounters though. Like much less traffic than on the coastal area. Yeah. And it's nice. Like I lived in Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is high traffic, lots of noise, lots of stuff going on, and I like countryside. You know, like that's my environment. It's more calm, more nature, more water, more forest, more mountain. Not in the Netherlands, but in France. Yeah, so I'm a raccoon. Some say Kun is human, but I'm really sure he's AI. Well, you've met me. You know. We had a meeting in the metaverse, both AI. Ferrari at Imola, not that good. No, McLaren though, exciting, yo. McLaren did well, but even in Imola with some low-speed corners as well. But now Monaco is coming up, and usually McLaren is best in high-speed corners. So I'm quite curious what they're gonna do in Monaco. Bergkamp, yeah, the legendary Bergkamp goal. Who doesn't know? I mean, the Netherlands in the past, the Dutch soccer team had so much character. I do think they lost a little bit of that character. I like the old team, the old players, the character, the style. Rumors say also Koen met a famous Dutch moderator. That is true. Dutch specifically, Mark Dutch. Okay, everyone, it's been nice chatting. Guys, it's time for me to spend some time with the wifey after spending time with all of you as well. Okay, so for the analysis, if you just joined, we were chatting in Q&A, but the analysis starts at 11:40 or around 11:40 at least in the stream. I'm going to put the timestamps in a second after I end the stream. Yeah, for the ones, by the way, that won the giveaway caps, right? They are still coming. They're on way. Like, it took 4 working days. So it should arrive this week. I just don't know what day yet. But the caps should arrive. And once the caps are here, I'm going to pack all the stuff and then send it. The hoodies and t-shirts are already on their way. Probably some of you have already got the hoodie or t-shirt. I know Mark already has his hoodie. I think Bettina in Poland shouldn't take too long, I believe, like 3-4 days or something, I think, 4 or 5. It should be maybe somewhere this week. But yeah, have a very good afternoon, night, evening, wherever you live in the world. And I am going to catch you during a live stream again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning is, of course, a normal update video. And tomorrow afternoon, I will indeed go live. So let's see where prize is when I make a new video tomorrow morning. Exciting times. I'm waiting. It's coming. It's coming. It's already sent. It's out of the door, including the card and everything. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Appreciate you spending some time here, and I'm gonna catch you at the next one.